Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Jumping Flash Free Robbit Mon Dieu Part 7. This time around we're going to yet another random level. Ooh, another random level. I wonder what we're going to get this time. We're probably going to, oh yes, another visit from the mighty Morphine Power Rangers and their big cube-shaped heads. They all have tape on them with their respective colors. There's some sort of castle, I think. They couldn't get into the castle probably because they're so dumb. They're freaking square heads, freaking cube heads. They probably don't have any real brains in there. That's probably why they can't figure out how to get into a side of a stupid castle. It's like freaking 5 of them. They don't know how to get through a freaking castle. So they have to get Robbit to come and let them through the freaking castle. Yeah, you know that you really suck as being a superhero. It's 5 of them combining their brains together, and yet they still can't figure out how to do a stupid thing like get through a castle. How dumb do you have to be to do that? Look, okay, sure, I'm sure politicians are probably like that too. If you took all the politicians in the government and put them together, they probably would be in the same predicament. Well, it'd be even worse because it's way more than just 5 of them, so it would be even worse. Maybe it's like that thing from Shaolin Showdown, that Shengon Wu from Shaolin Showdown, where make so many copies of yourself, but each copy is dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber. To a point where it doesn't even have any brains at all. Maybe it's something like that. I've been watching Shaolin Showdown again recently. It's a really good show. It's one of my favorite kids, probably is my favorite kids WB show. It's one of the shows that inspired me to make Ivan's War. So I guess I have credit to give for it. So now we're in this castle. We're in some sort of moat thing. It looks a little bit, it's vaguely like Crumbling Castle from Ape Escape. Only we could actually swim through like what do you call those things? Those streams of water that go through there's like pipes and things like that, and there's enemies inside the water, of course. You know, it's always obligatory for these video games to always have enemies inside the pipe systems, right, or inside the castle. So like there's those bomb things again, where you shoot them, they explode, do a large fiery explosion, so it's gonna go and shoot this thing off standing off distance. I mean, Robbit's main weapon isn't really that bad. There actually are other weapons that are familiar with from the past Jumping Flash games, such as Roman candles. They're in this game too, but they kind of suck in this game, so you have to buy them. And you can only have them for so much time, and then even if you don't use it, it's gone, which it kind of sucks. So like I said, the whole weapon system in this game pretty much sucks. Probably is the worst weapon item system in this entire franchise. And again, this isn't really a very big franchise. I mean, Twisted Metal had tons of games, and there's still tons of like Final Fantasy games and like and Mario games and Sonic games, and they all just make so many games, so many sequels. Yet this game only has 3 games. Some people think the 90s are really messed up. I like how games like Dynamite Headdy didn't have any sequels at all, but yeah, Bubsy got so many sequels. How is Bubsy more sequel-worthy than Dynamite Headdy? Because it's just one of those unexplained mysteries we'll never know about. Like, this whole game is just one big unexplained mystery. Why was this game even made in the first place? I mean, sure, to expand on the Jumping Flash series, obviously, but it's like, it's like, this is a huge mystery, so why are we going to this castle? And what does this have to do with the relevance of the overall game? I bet if I knew how to speak Japanese, this Let's Play would be completely different. I probably wouldn't be making fun of the game so much. I mean, I'm sure my relatives would be making fun of this. I remember one time many years ago, I played Ori no Riori, I'm the Chef at my grandma's house when her family came over and they watched me play the game. They kept making fun of the game because it was in Japanese. Don't even ask, why does he play this game? It's in Japanese. Well, the game is still fun and I can still, know enough to play the game. You don't need to speak the language to play the game and have fun with it, right? And that's exactly what the case of this is. You don't need to speak any language to know how to play the game and have fun. I'm pretty good at figuring out this game, and I don't know the hell anything that's going on. I'm able to figure out how to play this game. So I say that's pretty good on my part. There's that turning thing. This thing is completely useless, completely redundant, and does absolutely nothing at all. I don't know I don't even know what the point of that was. This game's kind of redundant, actually. It seems like it was so much effort. See, it takes time to model objects and things, or game time and effort and energy to put models into the game, and then have them do absolutely nothing. It's, kind of redundant. It's like we didn't even need that. There's these blowfish things. I'm pretty sure those blowfish were in the original Jumping Flash and Jumping Flash 2. Only I'm pretty sure they used to fly through the air, I think, in those games. And in those games, I remember seeing a similar enemy to that in the space level, or that level of the stadium, like near the end of the original Jumping Flash. Look at that, we just got a collectible card. I have no idea what it is or what it's going to do. It would be cool if collectible cards actually did stuff. Like maybe grant you powers. Maybe it'll grant a better weapon system. Maybe it'll grant this game a better story and a better incentive to want to keep playing the game. That'd be funny if playing cards or these collectible cards you collect in this game actually did meaningful, so that Maybe it was something that could help me get a job, or actually win some real score in the real points of real world. Maybe one day I'll be going on a date with some girl, and she'll be saying like, "Oh, what's your greatest achievement?" I'm like, "Well, I got all the collectible cards in Jumping Flash free." "Oh, you got all the cards in Jumping Flash free? That's awesome! I want to marry you! I want to go and I want to be with you forever! I want to," yeah, like that's really going to happen. That's probably not going to happen. Even if that's probably completely redundant. I bet even if I didn't get all the cards in this game, that's probably still never going to happen. There's probably going to be a movie about that someday. Probably not a movie, but I'm sure something like that's going to be made someday, eventually. And now look at that. I finally flicked the switch so we could finally enter through the castle. And look at that. The game's too lazy to even let us walk through the castle. The game is so lazy that it just says, "Oh, let's just end the level right there." Once you flick the switch and open the gate or whatever that thing is, yep, it's completed. You could go through. That's the end of the level. And no, it's like they're that lazy. This game is complete total laziness. Sometimes, I mean, it's a good form of laziness. I mean, laziness can be good sometimes. Laziness is the reason why we have a lot of our inventions. The reason why our phones have everything in them these days, gaming systems, music players, internet services, all that stuff you can do on a phone nowadays. The reason why our phones are capable of doing so much stuff, because people nowadays are lazy and they don't like having separate devices for different things. We want it all in one nice little convenient little device. And yeah, so laziness kind of is the reason why we have what we have today. I'll admit, a phone is not necessarily the best thing to use a lot of the time for things, but it is the most convenient thing a lot of the time. It doesn't require as much setting up, and it's more ergonomic for my neck, so I could arrange it at any distance. I could lie down completely flat and just hold my phone over my head. Just be careful not to drop it though, but yeah, I bet I could do that. It's actually I actually found in the last several months that using phones are actually a lot more ergonomic and actually kind of better for a lot of things than using a PC sometimes, especially when I want to watch movies I find on archive.org and stuff like that. Just hold my phone upwards. Oh, look at that. I think we're getting some more story plot. Okay, so the Mighty Morphine Power Rangers are entering the sewer, I think, or something like that, or the castle. I don't know why the Power Rangers want to go to a castle. They had to dig for a wall. So that gate we opened up did absolutely nothing then, because we could just dig through a wall. Why didn't they think of that the first time around? Oh, I know why. Because they don't have brains. Their brains are probably made out of the same kind of meat you used to make sloppy joes with. They have sloppy joes for brains, probably, if they could just simply crawl through or climb through without having to open up the goddamn gate at all. And then there's a bunch of more text that probably has nothing to do with what's going on. Oh, look at that. Now they're outside now. So what's the point of even going to the castle at all? They're now outside. What happened? What were they thinking when they planned this game? It's like AVGN, like, what were they thinking? Just looking out into the climatic, like cloud over the water kind of thing. The cloud over the water scene kind of thing. So climatic. It's like a climatic ending. If only just put a sunset there and it could be the end of the game. I'm sure we'd all love that. The game just ended right now. It would be a lot more logical on what's about to happen anyways, rather than the story stuff that no one's gonna understand. So I wonder what's coming up next. Well, obviously another level, of course. There's still some levels that we have yet to play. Oh, look at that. I think this is another challenge, like one of those dumb platform challenge things. I think that's what this is. He just froze. Like, doesn't even want to give us an introduction anymore. That guy just gave up doing introductions. And what's the point? You know the drill at this point. Just go and jump on the platforms and do it within a certain amount of time. This is actually a little more challenging this time around. Yeah, a little more challenging. If you play this game as much as I've played this game for, you're going to find that this isn't really much of a challenge at all. It barely qualifies as any kind of challenge. This is the kind of game they should play in, like, I don't know, maybe they could make American school kids play this game. Really make them slightly more educated. Maybe because it's, the contents of this game are obviously a lot more smart than what they make the kids in school do these days. This game's a lot more meaningful than anything I've ever learned in my final year of high school, so I guess that settles it then. I did say earlier this game is a byproduct of how bad America's school system is. I'm pretty sure that's a secret hidden message in this game. This game is probably filled with so many hidden secret messages. I still haven't been able to find all of them yet. I'm sure I will find all of them eventually. Maybe, possibly, might be, could be. Yeah, I'm sure I'll find them in time. Just jump on the platforms, board the platforms. You don't even get any kind of score for it. You get absolutely nothing for it. You get jack all for boarding these platforms. Nothing. All he says is just says, it's probably Japanese for like excellence or something that are okay, or oh, you did good. Yeah, you didn't fail. Yeah, congratulations. Totally deserve a medal for this. For doing something that's, pathetically easy. I mean, I have played this game a lot before. It was even more torture, too, because I had to play through modded parts of this game multiple times over and over again, because my emulator kept crashing. Which is, like I said earlier, it was kind of scary, actually. I never seen RetroArch DuckStation and RetroArch crash so much from playing PS1 games. Actually kind of scary, actually. And a very unusual thing. Kind of like how Stan Birdman described how rare and unusual it is for bad games to be on the SNES. He described it as being, it's like that time your daughter comes home with another girl, and then they go up into their bedroom, and you hear them making weird noises, and you kind of want to hide a camera in there to see what they're doing. So this level, they just took a gag, like a sight gag thing from the original Jumping Flash, and they actually made it into an actual game where you have to flip over eggs. Some people said, oh, I didn't cook an egg until I was 15 years old. Yeah, I didn't cook an egg until I was 20 years old. No, true story, actually. I didn't start cooking eggs until I was 20 years old. And cooking them on volcanoes, the most creative and most imaginative thing you could possibly cook an egg on. A volcano. A magical volcano. So just hit that thing right there, flips over, and it's gonna keep cooking. It's gonna keep cooking the eggs, cooking eggs. You know how much we love cooking eggs. Oh, look, there's lava there. Cooking eggs. I wonder if that would actually work in real life. If you actually used a volcano to... If you actually used a real volcano to cook the eggs like that. The eggs just being like flipping over the eggs like that. Flop, flipping over the eggs, cooking the eggs. You just have to run them. The real challenge here is that there's no mapping system at all. You get lost, so you're not sure. Okay, so where's one egg? Okay, one egg is there, another egg is there, but wait a minute, where's that other egg? Where did that other egg go? That's the real challenge of this game, is just figuring out where the eggs are, where they're being cooked. There's no mapping system in this game. I mean, the first two Jumping Flash games did have mapping systems. They were useless a lot of the time. So I guess that's why they didn't even bother to put a mapping system into this game. There is no mapping system at all in this game. So it is normal to get lost a lot of the time. Maybe people in Japan just naturally have GPSs built into their brains. I know a lot of people in Australia naturally have GPS systems built into their brains. Maybe people in Japan are like that too. Cooking. It probably smells like burned eggs. It probably smells like my grandma's kitchen right now. My grandma burns eggs all the time on the kitchen. She even burned apples one time on the stove. How did that happen? I don't know. It made the house smell really bad for hours on end. It made it smell like, I don't know, it just smelled like really bad. It almost smelled like a form of torture almost. Like a method of punishment almost. And I think she did that on purpose to get people out of the house for 6 hours straight or something like that. I don't know if that was like a secret plan of hers this whole time, but well, look at there. We finally won and we got 500 kiwi. Yeah, we haven't spent any of this yet, so we're really racking up a lot of kiwi. I don't even know if that's a lot or not, but whatever it is, we're going to use whatever I have left to buy all the remaining cards in the game. This guy's going to praise us for how lousy of a job we did at cooking eggs. I mean, clearly Robbit has no culinary future ahead of him, so... He's going to do his infinite jumping again and jumping to that thing again and flying away. And just going to tell us some more like reports like, oh, you completed the level. La-di-la-di-la-di, you totally deserve a medal for this or something like that. This guy apparently got rich off starting some kind of restaurant business, maybe, or he got rich off doing something. Was it really the restaurant? I don't know. Maybe he was involved in the mafia or something like that. Maybe there was some cheating going on. Looks like you've been cheated. Looks like he started his own egg restaurant, maybe, or his own egg theme park or something like that. Based around eggs. That's what it looks like what's happening. Or maybe it's just a random image that has absolutely no relevance to anything going on in this game. I would never know. How would I ever know? And so this is Ray Phoenix signing out.